Good morning. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at our midday livestock trade with livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, another fairly quiet day here in the cattle complex, but we are trading higher. Tell me what you're seeing of the market out there today.
Well, that's right, Lacey. Quiet in regards to news for anything behind this rally. There is no news out there. We are seeing a little bit of commercial buying here. This April contract's up $3.47 here, $240.90. The high's been $241, and coincidentally, that was the high we had here last week. We had last Wednesday, so that's something we're kind of taking a look at there. If we were to close above this 241 area, we could potentially go back up here and fill that gap here. And that gap would fill here at the 241.32. So I think there's a possibility if we close decent here today, we could go back up and fill. We might even fill it yet today here if these commercials stay in the game here. Now, speaking of commercials, we haven't seen any bids or offers out there in the country. It's been very, very quiet as far as the cash side there. So, like I said, there's really nothing here pushing this rally. But we are seeing some non-commercial buying and a little bit of commercial buying as well, too. So that's kind of the opposite of what we're seeing in the feeders here. Feeders, however, they are up. We're up 335 here in this April contract at 364.62 with a high at 365 so far today. We did see midday box beef here down 41 on the choice and up $1.19 on the select. So anybody's guess here where that's going to go. Some say that we're starting our descent here, that we should be starting to go down here in February, but remains to be seen here. We've seen it down a little bit, but not too much yet. Feeder index today looks like it's going to be up 58 cents here on 374.41. That daily number is at 375.84 on 6,064 head. We did see that Beaver put in 2,500 head at 372. That was 5 higher than last week. Kingsville is at $4, up $24 here versus last week. Not sure what was going on there.
Well, thank you, Kyle. That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted with a look at our midday trade here on the Rural Radio Network.
Growers have spoken, and they're raving about Storin corn herbicide. We surveyed over 1,000 customers who've made the switch to Storin, and 99% said they'd recommend it to a friend. That's right, 99%. With a 9 out of 10 satisfaction rating, it's clear why Storin is the herbicide customers can count on. But don't just take our word for it. Ask your Syngenta retailer or visit storinreviews.com to read testimonials from Storin users near you. Always read and follow label instructions.
Planting early can push your soybean yield, but it also brings more weed pressure. This year, choose a crop-safe solution that holds back weeds, not your beans. With Tendovo pre-emergence herbicide, you'll get long-lasting residual control, stronger stands, and faster canopy closure. So your soybeans can surge all season. And on the yield monitor at harvest, ask your retailer for Tendovo today. Always read and follow label instructions.
Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network for a check of your markets. I'm Lacey Shippey. Grains are mixed today with corn and soybeans lower and wheat higher in quiet trade. The market seems to have taken yesterday's WASDE report for what it's worth and is moving on to focusing on South American weather as Brazil's soybean harvest continues. The forecast is looking a little drier in key harvest areas, which should be beneficial as there are reports of mold in the new beans. Argentina, though, is looking at chances of rain to help soil moisture, and that favorable look is weighing on corn and soybean futures here at midday. Traders are also waiting to see some commitment from China towards another 8 million metric tons of business, though there's been no Chinese confirmation, and South America still holds a hefty discount to U.S. prices. March corn is down 3 at 4.25 3/4. May down 2 3/4 at 4.34 1/2. March soybeans are down 2 3/4 at 11.19 3/4. May down 2 1/4 at 11.35 1/4. Chicago March wheat up 4 3/4 at 5.33. May up 3 1/4 at 5.41 1/4. Kansas City March wheat up 4 3/4 at 5.35 1/4. May up 3 3/4 at 5.47 3/4. March soybean meal is down a dime at $300.70 a ton, and March bean oil is down 2 cents at 57.25. April live cattle are up 350 at 240.92. June up 282 at 236.62. March feeders up 310 at 367.87. April up 362 at 364.90. April lean hogs down $1.12 at 94.37. May down 107 at 98.45. And Class 3 milk for March is down 13 cents at 16.23. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.